this was really the birth of it. This is what Thomas Edison used to demonstrate electricity to run his dynamo, a big giant steam engine, very similar to this one.
It's so big it's two pieces, right?
It's two pieces. The interesting thing is, this was built before what we call standardization. So each one of these nuts, that bolt only fits that nut.
Really?
Same thing as that. And you need a different wrench for each side of these. This engine is, as I said, 11 tons and rated at 125 horsepower, which doesn't sound like much by today's standards, but back in the day, it was pretty impressive.
It feels like it should have those things with the arcs going on.
I know it does, but it's pretty amazing. This is your cam. See your cam moving your valves up and down? Okay, now that cam moves according to this. See how this is risen up?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You heard the expression balls out or balls to the wall? This is where it comes from. When a steam engine is running full power, the balls are all the way out. Now you notice
Balls to the wall.
No.
Balls are your feet,
Cam
Macaulay.
is shifted, and as you can see, it's not pushing the valve up as much, because now the engine is running at just about its top speed.
And it will just sit here and do that forever.
This will sit here for 100 years. I mean, when we pulled this engine out, it hadn't run in almost 100 years, and it just sits and waits, you know. Like an alligator in a swamp, it sits there for a year, and then boom. And you got your tachometer here. This is your throttle here.
And you have this for...
Well, it's just a fascinating piece of history. If you want to know where you're going, I think with... I've been running almost 100 years. When a steam engine is running full power, the walls are all the way out. Now you notice this...
Yeah, I always thought it was something different.
No. This cam is shifted, and as you can see, it's not pushing the valve up as much, because now the engine is running at just about its top speed.
And it will just sit here and do that forever.
This will sit here for 100 years, and I mean, when we pulled this engine out, it hadn't run in almost 100 years, and it just sits at the throttle here. Oh, it hadn't run in almost 100 years, and it just sits and waits, you know. Like an alligator in a swamp, it sits there for a year, and then boom. And you got your tachometer here. This is your throttle here.
And you have this for...
Well, it's just a fascinating piece of history. If you want to know where you're going, I think with energy and power, you kind of need to see where we've been, you know? It's amazing. This is 1866. That one there is 1832. We don't have this one together yet. That's the next thing. Next time you're here, we'll run this. Now, there's some balls. There you go. That's
right?
That's right. That's it. You don't want to mess with those. That's a big one.
Next time on that one, right?
Exactly.
Well, do you have any cars though? I mean, like internal combustion or anything like that?
You know something? I've got a Hudson that's about 90 years newer than this. There's two Hudsons. Let's go take a look.
All right, let's do it.
You know, people always ask me, how do you get started in collector car and RV? What are some good cars to get started on?
Because it can be kind of pricey.
Well, it
these
can be
days.
pricey. Well, you know, everything isn't Ferraris and Duesenbergs and things like that. There's a lot of independents. There's Hudson, there's Kaiser, there's Nash,
The Orphan.
there's Rambler, the Orphans,
yeah.
And you know, Hudsons were the best handling and one of the fastest cars in the 50s. In the early 50s, they won all the NASCAR championships. I had one of these when I was in college. I had the four-door Hudson. And we have two Hudsons here. This was built to be sort of a family car. The other thing we did to it, I upgraded it to 12-volt electric so I could put air conditioning in it. But other than that, it's a totally stock car.
And this is a 1950?
It's a 51.
51.
51 has the automatic transmission, pretty slow, but a nice driving car. It's a nice driving car. But look at the interior and things. Look at it has beautiful interior. This is a lost art. I've got an old guy who does these for me. This is the way they did it at the factory. This is metal, but it's grained to look like wood, and that's the way it came from the factory.
And all this was all chromed?
It was all chrome, yeah. Notice the driving lamp right there. You got the spotlight on the side, the big bench seat.
And even in the factory, that entire dash is this.
Right, the whole thing.
And it was all done by hand.
All done by hand, yeah. You know, it's very easy to put seatbelts in classic cars. It's really, really simple, and I recommend it to everybody because it really makes a huge. You know, these cars. That's not a collapsible steering wheel. That's a spear. It's aimed directly at you. Jaguar even has theirs as a cone on it to make sure it actually penetrates the chest cavity. So that's why you want to.
That's probably why. So the engine in this flathead 6.
Flathead 6, twin H power. This originally just had the 2-barrel on it because he was a family man and he tried to save gas. So.
But even the twin H is twin 1 barrels. They're just really big.
Yeah, no, yes, 2 1-barrels. Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, they're really cool and distinctive. Nobody really did anything that looked quite like that under the hood. This is really a Hudson thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, they, you know, like a lot of people were not able to change with the times. The V8 was coming. Henry Ford saw it in '32 and had his V8. And then General Motors, Ford, they all had V8s. I mean, it's like where that drink, hey, I could have had a V8. Why would you buy a 6-cylinder for the overhead valve?
But these have got character.
Yeah,
these
they're
cool
a lot
cars.
of fun to drive. You know, you can carry everyone you know. And the cool thing about these things is they're so big. In the front seat, you actually wouldn't even be able to fight the other passenger. They're so far away.
Still ahead, we're hanging out with Jay Leno and a couple of his early 50s Hudson Hornets.
Favorite Hudson. This is a 53 Club Coupe, 3-speed standard transmission with overdrive, 2-door.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I like. Well, it doesn't have everything because actually some people like the pillarless. This was the suspension that won all the NASCAR races back in the early
Make
50s.
it
It's
cute.
interesting. This car almost looks modern again. It looks like it could have been done by Audi. It looks like an Audi TT with the sloping roof.
It does.
You've got these enormous chrome emblems like here, where it says Hornet in red. Look at these big giant things. I mean, on the back of the car here is a huge,
Yeah, this is the one I like. I mean,
just
So what kind of car is it, Jay?
a huge 2-pound chunk of chrome.
That's a Hornet.
It's a Hornet, and you see this came from the factory, twin
Twin
H,
H.
has a twin H power. In fact, that's where your money goes in restoring one of these cars.
It's re-chroming?
Just trying to do the chrome. Oh my God!
Cha-ching,
It gets a little
cha-ching,
crazy. It gets a little crazy.
Well, and again, there's so much of it. I mean, the front end of these things.
And the classic Wurlitzer jukebox dashboard. If you marry a woman and she doesn't have a pretty face, you're going to be staring at her over the breakfast table the rest of your life. So, you know, find one that you like. You know,
Same
and that's
with
what's fun about it.
dashboards.
Same with dashboard. You look at that; it's just wonderfully reflective. All little bits.
So this one's got the alternator on it?
It's got an alternator. It's a 3-speed manual with an overdrive. You know, the trouble with some of the early 6-volt systems with the generator, you turn the key on, the headlights will be dim, you rev the engine, the headlights get a little bit brighter, and anytime you're off the gas, they dim again. Well, you don't have that problem anymore with the 6-volt alternator. It keeps it right up at the top of the, top of the voltage. So
You start to lose that mood lighting thing.
you lose the mood lighting, but your radio works, and your turn signal works, and your brake lights and your stop lights.
It's a lot more compact. The alternator would be about almost twice, the generator would be
Yeah,
twice
yeah.
as long as that, right? Now, is this pretty much the same engine as
The same exact engine, yeah. This came from the factory with twin H, because this was the fast model, 3-speed as I said, overdrive, twin H power, 160 horsepower.
But still the same.
Same wheel, the
Push
windshield.
pull.
The wipers are great. I love the wipers. I love the wipers.
But it is simple. I mean, this is a car you can keep running forever, basically.
Yeah, they do run forever, and they're reasonably fuel efficient. They're not bad. I'd probably get about 18 to 20, something like that with it. But it's a big car. It's a family car, and it's funny. A lot of these cars, as heavy as they are still not as heavy as a lot of modern cars, because obviously they don't have the safety features and all the other stuff. But they're wonderful to drive. Let's take it for a spin.
That's good as acceleration. Surprising acceleration.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, it goes pretty good. I mean, it's still cold. I'm not flooring it.
And, no rattles.
No, it's really good.
It's kind of a bumpy road. You don't feel it.
No, it's not.
not to worry. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
You know, I'm probably the last generation, and you may be too, Dennis, where your parents went for a Sunday drive.
Joyriding.
Yeah, that was the thing. We would go for a Sunday drive because, you know, my dad had a 57 Plymouth that bought brand new with the big fins, and we would go for a Sunday. We would go to get corn, or we would drive to the country, look at some trees, come back. And that was entertainment.
That was family entertainment.
Yeah, that's what you did.
Yeah, I really do miss that. Because that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a great ad the other day of some SUV where the family is going through the Grand Canyon and the kids are watching a DVD in the back. What are you doing?
Pay attention. There's a world out there.
The Grand Canyon, you moron.
Well, this has been a blast. You know, cruising on the California freeway with Jay and a 53 Hudson Hornet doesn't get much better than this. I'm sure he'll let me come back.